Hey y'all, welcome to Little Bucket Fishing. Today I wanted to do something just a little bit different. As you can see behind me, I've got a bunch of equipment. This is all of my bait making stuff. So we make some paddle tails, we got some tubes, and we got some crawfish. Today we're only gonna be using two molds. I'm gonna basically go through and show you guys how I make them in a couple of quick steps. So make a couple different colors into the paddle tails, and then make a single laminate color of the crawfish that I really like. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the molds and we'll get into making some baits. Alrighty y'all, so these are the two molds as we're going to be running today. This mold here is our Angling AI 3.75 inch hammerhead swim bait mold, and this one is our 3.75-inch crawfish mold. I think we're going to run a couple of different colors in this, and then we're going to run my favorite laminate color that I've done in this one. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. So this is one of the plastisols that I do use. This is bait plastic. You do need to mix this. You cannot shake it. If you shake it, you get bubbles horribly. And bubbles are bad, really bad for bait making. So we're going to sit here for probably about 30 minutes and just hand stir it with a screwdriver. Then we'll get back at you once we're ready to heat up the plastic. Alrighty, so we got our plastisol heated up. For our first color, I'm going to use a little bit of pearl white. A little pearl powder. And then we're going to use some of this hologram flake. So we're going to use a lot of this hologram flake. Really load it up. Then for just a little bit of added texture, normally I'd want to use like a black flake in this, but I don't. So my only dark flake that I have is purple. So we're just take a little bit. Tad bit more. And then we're going to mix it in and see how that looks. Now these pearl powders, you gotta really mix them because they stay clumped. Gotta really mix the pearl powder in. Look at that. I don't know how well you guys can see it because of lighting. That's just about where I want it. So I'm gonna pop it back in the microwave. Try to get these bubbles out that I just stirred in. Then we'll be ready to shoot it. Alrighty, there's our first color. Going to make sure our injector's ready, and it is. Full, bring it over here. Slowly press it in. And then hold a little bit of pressure. Just a little bit of pressure on it. It should be good. Top off the sprue just to make it nice and even. And then put our leftovers back in. Let's go ahead. It's kind of hard with this camera in the way. It's different. Take that guy off there. Alright, we're gonna take this guy, separate him. And there they are. Look at those. Those are nice. It's almost clear. Got a little bit of pearl powder in there. All that hologram flake. A little bit of dark purple for some texture. And those are 4 beautiful paddle tails. Look at the action on these things. We're gonna take our sprue here and we're gonna cut it up, throw it back in there, and we'll get another round of paddle tails out. Alrighty, batch number 2. Let's see what they look like. Beautiful, beautiful paddle tails. Yes, sir. Look at those. Alright, let's get into the next color. Alrighty, so this next color, we're going to be using a little bit of dead-on chartreuse, neon chartreuse. I'm going to be using quite a bit of it. And then Lureworks Copper Pearl. We don't want a whole lot of Copper Pearl, we just want a little bit. Don't know where my spoon is, there it is. So we're gonna add a little bit of Copper Pearl, see how it looks, and then we will come back and add more if we need, because the Copper Pearl will actually overpower the chartreuse. Then the next one, some small blue flakes. Decent amount in there, not too much. These caps will ever stay on. And finally, a little bit bigger. It's kind of like a medium-sized red flake. About the same as we have blue. Yeah, that's good. Then we just stir it in. Doesn't look like the greatest color in the cup, but I promise it is a good looking color. Now again, I am using a pearl powder, so I gotta really stir it in there. I'm not too concerned about getting over stir bubbles in there, because I can just let it cool down a little bit and heat it up and get those bubbles back out. Well, there's the color in the cup. We got it heated back up. We got our bubbles out. Take our handy dandy and trusty injector. Get the bubble out of the injector. Come over and slowly press it in. Hold a little bit of pressure. It was a whole lot hotter than I thought it was, so we're gonna hold even more pressure. Well, hold pressure longer. Set them off to the side. Just see what these puppies look like. Anybody starting out on this? I'm not an expert. But always wear gloves, because even your molds get hot after you do a couple of runs. But look at those bad boys right there. Those are beautiful. Yes, sir. All right, let's make another run of those. Alrighty, we are back. We are heated up. Take our Mr. Injector. I hope we got enough to fill this mold. Yeah, we did. We're good. Top it off. Put our extra back in our tub there. I'm actually going to use this color for the crawl too. I'm going to remelt it and put it into the crawl. Alrighty, let's check these bad boys out. Yes, sir. Another good round. Actually, really like this color. I don't know what I would throw it at, but I'm gonna start throwing these. Look at this. Beautiful chartreuse with some, I like how it's like two colors in one. It's pretty cool. Throw those in the bath. Alrighty, y'all, so this is our dual injector. And then we've got an injector block that we put on top of here that allows us to shoot two plastics into one bait, two different colored plastics into one bait. And we're about to mix up our second color. We are going to use this as our bottom color, I think. Yeah, we use that as our bottom color. That was the last color that we just shot. This is the last color that we just shot the paddle tails with. But let's go ahead and get into mixing the new color. All right, for our top color, we're going to be using some pearl black. I don't want to use a bunch of it because I want it to have a little bit of opaqueness. Since I want to have it a little bit of opaqueness, since we are doing a laminate, kind of want to be able to see the bottom color through it. And then we're going to take some red glitter. Our top color is going to be black and red. Or black, pearl, and red. Let's go ahead and mix that guy up there. Alrighty, so we got our bottom color here. It's kind of that chartreuse copper color. Chartreuse copper color. And then we've got our black with red flake, or metallic black with red flake there. That's going to be our top. This is going to be our bottom. Don't know if I just screwed it up the first time I said it, but the second time I said it is what we're doing. Because that side of the mold is the top. So that's what we're going to do. Dual injector, and then here's our injection block, our dual injector block. This is going to be a little bit tricky for me, so if they don't come out perfect, don't judge me. Reason it's going to be tricky is because of the camera. Actually, that wasn't that tricky. I hope you guys can still see most of what I'm doing. But I don't know if I've been calling it an ecto crawl. It's not an ecto crawl. It's just I think it's bass tackle. But I don't really remember. I did buy it secondhand. So I don't know what company it came from. But let's clear some of this off here. And it's still wet. Let that sit for a second. Alright, it's sat for a second. Let's go ahead and open her up. There she is. That is one crawfish. Look at that, that's not a bad little match. I have to start making these. Look at that right there. That ain't bad. So we made some of these paddle tails. They've got that holographic glitter in them, as you guys can see there, along with the pearl white. Oh, we just added a little bit of purple flake for a little bit of texture. Those guys, and then we got these, which I really like. So you look at it one way, it's green. You look at it another way, it's copper. It's got blue and red flake in it. It's
got all kinds of stuff going on with it. And not to mention the action of these paddle tails is pretty cool too. They're super strong. They're super wiggly, as you can see. But then these crawfish, dude. These crawfish, I've been fishing with these. I've caught a few bass on them. I don't bass fish a whole lot. I do mostly saltwater, but these things have some crazy action. Look at that. I'm barely moving. But anyways, guys, I think this is a thumbnail picture, so I'm just going to leave this here for a minute. And, yeah, we're going to use that as a thumbnail. Alrighty, guys, so we're done making baits for the day. It's actually getting dark outside. I'm hungry, and I'm sure my girlfriend wants me to come home, so I'm gonna head home. But anyways, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you haven't seen any of my other content, my fishing stuff, go ahead and check that out. If you like the channel, hit that subscribe button. Anyways, until next week, tight lines, y'all.